Hey everybody, so earlier this year I did a video on Ryan Strome, who is finally having a breakout season this year with the New York Rangers and seems to be getting his career on track. Now I want to talk about another player who has had a very choppy, somewhat disappointing career up to this point in the NHL, who is having a huge season and appears to be getting things headed in the right direction, and that is Anthony Duclair of the Ottawa Senators. Before we get into the video, I just quickly want to remind everyone to please hit that like button and give this video a thumbs up. That greatly helps out the channel. And if you're new and happen to be watching, please subscribe and follow along for all my hockey content this season. So, Anthony Duclair was a third-round draft pick of the New York Rangers. And while he wasn't a first rounder or a top 10, top 5 type guy, there was a lot of hype surrounding him when he was coming up through the junior ranks and into the NHL. And he was a guy that a lot of people saw huge potential in, thought the Rangers kind of got a steal in the draft with him, and a lot of people thought he was going to become a big-time goal scorer for the New York Rangers. That never really panned out. He didn't really make it with the Rangers, spent time in the minors, only played 18 games with New York back in 2014-15. He had 1 goal and 6 assists in those 18 games for 7 points. And things weren't going the way a lot of people thought with Anthony Duclair and the Rangers. There was also a lot of talk about his attitude and potential issues he was having with the team, and it wasn't a great situation. He got traded to Arizona, and in his first season with the Coyotes, he started to show that potential. He had a great season. He played 81 games with the Coyotes back in 2015-16. He had 20 goals, 24 assists for 44 points. He was plus 12 on the season, and it looked like, okay, this is what we thought we had with Anthony Duclair. Now, granted, he was still just a kid at this time. He had his first 20-goal season. He had a 44-point year. Nice first full season in the NHL for any young player. And people were like, were feeling like, okay, this is what we thought Anthony Duclair would be. We knew he could be a 20-goal guy. We think he has potential to be a 30-goal guy, maybe even more than that. And he showed that potential with Arizona in his first season with the Coyotes. After that, however, things went downhill, and things went downhill very fast. In his second season with the Coyotes, it was a disaster. He only played 58 games that year, scoring just 5 goals and 10 assists for 15 points. That's right. In his second season in Arizona, he went from 20 goals down to 5, from 44 points down to 15. And it was just a disaster of a season for Anthony Duclair. And all the people that were doubting him with the Rangers, all the people that were down on Duclair and said, this is why the Rangers got rid of him, started jumping back onto this is why the Rangers got rid of him, and that he was really going downhill and wasn't going to work out or pan out at the NHL level. The next season, he started with Arizona, played 33 games for the Coyotes, scoring 9 goals and 15 points, was then traded mid-season to the Chicago Blackhawks. With Chicago, he played 23 games, only had 2 goals and 8 points, and things were not looking great for Anthony Duclair, as he didn't even get to 25 points that season, and it wasn't looking good. He was now on his third team. He then goes to the Columbus Blue Jackets, which are his fourth team. Granted, he's still in his early 20s. He's already been on 4 different teams. He plays 53 games with Columbus last season, first part of last season. 11 goals and 8 assists for 19 points. So a little bit better in the goal-scoring department. He at least got to double digits with Columbus. However, still far from the 20-goal guy he was in his first season in Arizona, and far from the player that people thought he was going to be when he broke into the NHL. Mid-season, he's traded again. This is to the Ottawa Senators, his 5th team now. He goes to Ottawa, plays 21 games with the Senators at the end of last season. Actually does pretty well in those 21 games. He has 8 goals and 6 assists for 14 points, bringing his season total in goals to 19. His season total in points to 33. And he showed some life with Ottawa. And he's starting to think, okay, maybe things aren't over for Anthony Duclair. Maybe he is not all done. Ottawa might be a good spot for him. This season, he's still in Ottawa through 35 games this year. Ottawa is proving to be a great spot for Anthony Duclair. He is having a breakout season this year, his best season without a doubt since his first year in Arizona back in 2015-16. Duclair is 24 years old now. He has 19 goals already on the season, 7 assists for 26 points. It's not even Christmas yet. He is probably going to score 30 goals this year with the Senators. He's well on pace for that now. He's going to have over 30 goals this season if he stays healthy for Ottawa. This will by far be his best season in the NHL. And things finally seem to be clicking again for Anthony Duclair. This is the player that... There's a reason 5 different teams wanted him, because there was potential there. There was the chance for him to be a high-level top 6 goal scorer in the NHL. It didn't work in Arizona. It really didn't work with the Rangers. Chicago was done with him very quickly. Columbus, John Tortorella, I don't think was a big Duclair fan at all. Columbus, I think, was happy to get rid of him. But now with the Ottawa Senators at 24 years old, after a number of years in the NHL of really being a disappointment, things seem to finally be falling in place and panning out for Anthony Duclair. And I know Ottawa is not a great team, but they're a young team with a lot of up-and-coming talent, and that might be the best situation possible for Anthony Duclair. It certainly seems like it. He's having an outstanding season. There's really no pressure on him. There's no pressure on the team. Everyone thought Ottawa was going to be the worst team in the league this year. They haven't been that bad. They're still, not one of the better teams in the league, but they haven't been the worst team either. They're playing loose. They're playing fast. They're not, they're out there playing hockey, and there's a lot of young guys on that team, and a lot of these young guys are playing well and look good because I think the pressure is off and there's no expectations for the Senators. So Duclair now finally seems to have found a home with his 5th different team already in his career. It really seems like he's fitting in Ottawa well. I think the team is happy with what he's producing, and 19 goals already in 35 games. He's probably going to score 30 this year. Will be his first 30-goal season in the NHL, and Duclair finally looks like that top 6 forward that people thought he was going to be when he broke into the league, and that's really, really good news for him. He's another guy similar to Ryan Strome, who it's taken a while for them to really pan out at the NHL level and become the player that people thought they could be, but it seems that Duclair is a late bloomer and really fitting in well in Ottawa and has the chance to put up some big goal-scoring numbers there. So it's congratulations to Anthony Duclair for finally figuring it out. All that hype, I think, for him coming into the league was a little too much, and outside of that first season in Arizona, he really has he's struggled. He's had a rough go of it the last 2-3 years, but now he seems to finally be settling in and becoming a quality NHL forward. And he's having a heck of a year so far this year. So with that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description below. If you'd like to further support the channel, the links to our Patreon and merchandise store are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.